with farro, I think it's a berry, farro berry or grain, and then with a chicken thigh and some asparagus. So I'm looking, when I'm prepping this, it's got a little bit of some weird stuff that was on sale, so I probably won't eat it, but it's good for cutting up for class. So I'm just removing a little bit of that extra fat that's on the edges, just to make it a nice even shape. We're gonna wash our hands. We got chicken on them.
So this is a different video from the quinoa.
That's the one.
It's a great shakeout. Oh, should be positive.
400 degrees Fahrenheit.
You get some.
I'm gonna put the salt right in front of my face. Salt, pepper, paprika. Okay, so I have washed my hands, so I can dip into the salt. So I'm gonna sprinkle some salt on here, all over the top. Sprinkle some pepper. So I do have a little bowls. If you're gonna be going back and forth between chicken and non-chicken. Spelled that wrong. And then I have some olive oil. So I'm going to add a little bit of the olive oil on top and kind of massage it in. Get an even coat on the top. Get a nice coat on the bottom. Flip it over. And then I'm going to use my clean hand to salt the bottom. Pepper the bottom. Unmuted.
Mute again?
No, I think somebody else is unmuted. Put it on my sheet pan. So if I had more, I would put more here. And then I'm gonna put this into a 400 degree oven for about half an hour, 30 minutes. Start my farro. So I have 1 cup of farro here, and they look like little seeds. They're very cool. They look like little seed boys. And so I'm gonna rinse these. Oh, you didn't enter the waiting room. Where?
That's got kicked out.
So I'm gonna go over to the sink and rinse this out. Rinse. Pot.
You put that boiling water too, or you started out?
I put it in cold water.
Okay.
It just depends on what the instructions say. The instructions for this one says cold water. So this is 1 to 3. So I'm going to do 3 cups of water in here. Cook for 20 minutes. Takes a long time.
Boil and then simmer and cook for 20 minutes.
Eugene, oh no, is Eugene's internet bad? So there she is.
Still.
And our chicken is in the oven. Guys, what I have in terms of the grains that I have right now. So I have a bulgur wheat, which you guys might have seen before because you are Culinary One, so you might have seen bulgur wheat before. But basically it's cracked wheat, and it looks like a little bit like sand. It's very broken and cracked up. I have my tri-colored quinoa here. It's 3 colors. It's red, black, and white. It looks very nice. I have some white quinoa. That's just 1 color. White. I have my farro, which is what I'm going to be making today. It looks like little berries, little seeds. Mrs. Lampson does not like it, but. And then I have curl couscous, which is actually kind of like a pasta. It's made of semolina. And it looks like that. Yeah. So make sure you wash your asparagus. I'm not going to wash all of this because I'm not going to use all of it. I don't want to wash it too soon.
So tell them about washing too soon.
Because I can spoil the... If you wash them too soon before you're going to use them, they can get rot. They can rot too fast for you.
Good to know. So don't wash them before you put them in your fridge. Wait till you're going to use them.
Yep. So I'm going to just rinse these really quick. Usually I like to line them up and take a little bit off the bottom. These ones are they're very babies, so they don't have a lot of tough ends. Sometimes if you get those thick woody ones, they have like a very hard end, but these ones don't. So where's my trash bowl?
Here, I'll bring it.
Oh, so my thing is coming up to a boil.
I missed it.
Yeah, that's okay. So it came up to a big boil, and it almost overflowed. So you want to make sure you catch it before it overflows and turn it all the way down to just a simmer. Add this into a bowl. I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup, probably less than, of olive oil. I'm going to start with that. Just add the olive oil in on top. And you can use salt and pepper if you like salt and pepper, or I'm going to use this seasoning salt that we have. So basically this is just a bunch of mixed seasonings. It's really good for things like this that like a lot of flavors. And I'm just sprinkling that on top of this. And you can also use just salt and pepper. And these are so thin, they're gonna take like maybe 5 minutes to cook. So I'm mixing it with the olive oil. And then I'm gonna take them and spread them out on this foil sheet pan, foil lined sheet pan. Spread them out like some bacon. And like I said, these are going to take like 5 minutes, so we want to wait till we're a little bit closer to done with the other parts of our meal before putting them in. But I'm going to put them in right now because a hole right here. No. So I'm going to put these in the oven.
How long do you think? 5 minutes?
Yeah. 5 to 7 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, I would say. Before. garnish. I also have some mushrooms. I might cook some mushrooms. Just cause. Feel it. Hold on. Oh, got it. Just gonna slice this mushroom up. And the best part about this kind of thing where you're just putting together parts of a meal, you can choose how you want your final meal to come out. If you want it more like Middle Eastern style, you would add some more Middle Eastern flavors. If you want an Asian style, you can add some soy sauce. So it's really good. If you want a more classic French, you can add some red wine. You guys can't have red wine. So I have a frying pan. Oh, is that going okay over there?
It's got a weird little thing on top.
Hang on. My magic, my TV magic. So I'm just gonna mix this. Got too many bowls going, too many pans going. So, fry up some of these mushrooms. Add like a tablespoon or so, because we don't want them greasy or anything. Turn on low. Like getting a little bit hot. Seasoning on it. Fry up these mushrooms. Normally I would add some kind of sauce to it too. Add some of my seasoning salt. Fry them up a little bit. This is kind of, not as planned. Not as planned. I'm not planning to. We'll add a little bit of sauces to kind of bring out these flavors. This is kind of winging it, so you don't have to copy me, guys, if you don't really want to, or if you don't like mushrooms. But I'm gonna add a little bit of red wine vinegar. It's gonna sizzle a little bit. And add a little bit of Worcestershire just to bring out some of those flavors. And if you want to make it Asian, like I said, you can add some soy sauce, some hoisin sauce.
How do you know when your mushrooms are done?
They look like that, like when they start to break down and get smaller. Stir my fire up. Very, very fast in there. So my chicken's looking almost, I'm gonna leave it a second. This is done.
How do you tell?
You can see how it's starting to get a little bit brown and like shrink a little bit. They're a little bit there, and these ones are really thin, so they'll cook in the first 5 minutes. They'll be ready. So I'm gonna get my plate. Place it on my plate a little bit off center. Just like this. Try to make it very neat, not all over the place. That's it. Okay. There's my spatula. So then I'm going to take my chicken, I'm going to lean it on my starch to give it some height. just like that. And if you have a smaller piece, you'll want your grain to be more in the center. Like this is kind of small. But if you have a bigger piece, you'll want it more on the outside so that it makes more of an even space, kind of. Your asparagus is done. I told the camera, but I didn't tell you guys. When it starts to shrink down, these are really skinny, but you can tell when you lift it up, you don't want it to immediately flop over. You want it to have some stability, but not like hard, you know? It's just something you kind of learn. And we can do it like this. So we have kind of some options with plating. We have some options with plating. So you can do it underneath like this. That could look nice. We can place our chicken, put like, I've seen a couple people do something like this where you have a cross. Or you can just place it on the side. And that could look nice. It's up to you, whatever you feel like you want your meal to look like. We don't really want to cover up this beautiful crispy skin that we got from the oven. We want to kind of maybe set it on the side. Maybe we can cross it. There are certain ways that you can set it up. And then if you like mushrooms, you can place some mushrooms on here as well. And that can be a really nice looking thing. I like going with my gut and going with how I'm feeling, how it should look. Like it looks pretty delicious to me. What do you?
Looks pretty good. You only got one mushroom.
Yeah, it kind of is like
kind of makes a nice
draping down.
Off center.
Yeah. There's a lot of different ways to plate. There's a lot of ways that I don't really necessarily like, that are kind of cliche or tacky. So we're kind of going through I feel like in the industry we're kind of going through a transitional period where we're going from this tacky old kind of style to a new style, which is like, can become tacky. Like they're very interchangeable, but it's a lot of like looking at pictures, looking at images,